Right. Sunshine this afternoon with highs in the low 80s. We'll see clear skies in low 60s tonight. A chance of storms tomorrow afternoon with highs in the low 80s. On Thursday, the return of sunshine, highs in the low 80s.
KIX 102.5 storm tracker radar is not showing anything over the 4 states.
58 in Neosho, 56 in Pittsburgh, 57 in Joplin. To get signed up for severe weather alerts, head to the KIX app.
And it is time now for the KIX Kids Pledge. And today, we are featuring Ada Ann from Welch.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Great job, Ada Ann. And if you'd like your kids to be on the KIX Kids Pledge, just go to KIX1025.com and click on the Morning KIX page, and the button there will tell you how to upload your audio.
Or you can just call us so we can record them at 623-1025.
It's the 4 states #1 per country.
KIX 102.5.
I'm like, I don't know what we're doing. I'm not going to speculate because I know it's going to be wrong. I was monopolizing our productivity time by showing Jen pictures.
Randy doesn't do that. What are you talking about?
I never obsess over my own stuff.
Okay,
where did it go?
Where did what go?
Ada Ann, it's gone now. Huh. That is weird. Is it because, oh yeah, it's because I'm trying to open MP3s and it is a WAV file. There it is.
Will you clear the chat, please?
I'm trying to. It won't let me. I have this up and it's not giving me the properties. Yeah, it's not letting me have the, I can do it from here on the chat window. Was that from today or yesterday? Was that yesterday?
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Good morning, y'all.
Y'all.
Y'all? What's wrong with my y'all? It's like I'm from Kansas or something, Randy.
Weird. Weird. No. You had it earlier. What's happened?
I don't know.
Okay, so Jen's trying to learn to duplicate some of my noises. So I've got the screechy Randy Bird one.
Mm-hmm.
And earlier she did it so perfectly, and we laughed for like half an hour over it. And since then, she has tried to duplicate it, and something's happening. It's moving up into her throat. So occasionally I'll do that, and she has to repeat whatever I say or whatever we do with that noise. So throughout the show today, children, Jen's not being electrocuted.
That's what we want.
Or maybe
you to
she
think.
is.
Good morning, Dustin. Hey, Kathy, how is Chris doing? Morning, Sarah. Megan says, you both weird.
Weird! She did. Do it.
Weird!
I had trouble in the middle of the night with I slept on my back and I had to get up and cough. I threw up into my lungs. I did. My wife got up to see about me because I'm going, So I'm laying on my back and I guess I puked a little bit. You know how you do in your mouth sometimes. And it actually went in my nose and my lungs. I'm like, so I'm getting up and going to the bathroom, and I'm in there. My wife's like, are you okay? And I'm like, no! She's doing it right now. Do it. Say it.
No!
Not quite. I don't know. There's not enough chest in it. You got to put more chest.
Oh, my gosh.
Woo, yeah.
Good morning, Lisa. Good morning, Jimmy.
What brings me an immense amount of joy is I know the guys in the studio next door to us are going, should we lock the door?
Oh, I can only hope they can hear us.
Yes, I hope they can hear all that. Did you put the story up?
I did. Did you put the story up?
I am in the process.
Good morning, Heather. Morning, Sheila. She says, oh my gosh, what did I miss?
Yeah.
Oh, girl.
Who knows? I mean, we don't know either. What happened, right?
The world may never know. Oh, my goodness. I don't want to close the blinds, but I am completely stunned. The song yesterday was My Wish from Rascal Flatts, by the way, that they sang for her.
What song was?
That the kids sang for the principal.
Oh, okay.
And everybody cried. It was great. No, Beans did not get invited, but that's okay. We still have a boatload of dance classes that we're going to do in the fall. Jimmy says, what's in your guys' coffee this morning?
I don't know.
I don't even have coffee. I have water. Yeah, it's okay. Like, we never really talked to anyone or made the intention or the want really known or anything. So it's okay.
Okay, so coming up, we are talking about the Star Wars hotel closing that Disney's doing.
Which, on a side note, did you see that today they just announced they're letting go 2,500 more employees?
Wow. This is from the Florida group, yeah. So they're shuttering the Star Wars hotel. They've canceled the plans for that $32 billion project, and now they're letting go all these employees.
Mm-hmm.
How long before they move out of state? Do you think they would do that? How could they do that, though?
How could they possibly
the
do
amount
that
of infrastructure that's there, and to find somewhere else that would carry that the way Florida has. I mean, the reason Disney's been able to afford this kind of park is because Florida, up to now, there have been no taxes, no penalty. They haven't had to pay anything that other businesses have.
It's their own little world, really.
Yeah, it really is. And it's been such a revenue generator for that part of the state. There has been some recoupment from that, some benefit. KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country. Morning KIX with Brandy and Jen, 710.
Sunshine and low 80s this afternoon. It's 57 in Joplin.
We'll give you a look at the weather forecast in about 15 minutes. So Disney has been all over the news recently. They announced they were not going to be doing that however many billion-dollar expansion in Florida.
Yeah, in fact, they're actually shutting down one of their hotels. And this morning, they just announced that they're letting go 2,500 employees.
So this is all part of this big war that they've got going on with Governor Ron DeSantis there in the state. And some of us were speculating, what else are they going to close down? What if you had plans to go to the Star Wars Galactic Hotel this summer?
Well, so much for that, I guess.
Oh, no, there may be an alternative.
We'll talk about it in just 10 minutes.
Here's Luke Bryan.
Rain is a good thing.
On the 4 states #1 for country.
KIX 102.5s.
Good.
Fives.
Fives?
Fives.
Fives. Multiple ones. 555, 55.
Tina just texted us and said, tickets.
Your mom.
No, what are you doing?
Sandwiches.
Did you see Jeannie's comment?
I didn't.
Oh, man.
Jeeves? Who?
Jeannie's comment. Morning,
On-
Floyd.
On the video?
What are you asking why to, Sheila?
Crazy cooters. Them crazy. Them crazy crazy cooters. Who, us? Do you mean us? This is just... It's doing the sideways thing again, I noticed.
What sideways thing?
My camera is so off center. It like, can you move it so I don't have to move my frame a little bit, just over a little more, a little more, little more. That's pretty close. There you go. Sometimes when I'm pulling up weeds out of the garden, I pull all the roots up cleanly. It's like dissecting the nervous system out of a person. What, Megan? Are you okay?
Do we need to call somebody? Morning,
Maybe
Jimmy.
like the police?
Like the police?
So Yesterday I showed you guys that I was having all these deck boards delivered to my house, and they got there yesterday morning. And so when I got home, I immediately began carrying them all around back. There were 14 of these 16-foot boards. They're super long, super unwieldy, and because they're made out of composite material, they're much more flexible than wood. So a wooden board, you just throw it up on your shoulder, you carry it.
Right.
You probably stack 2 or 3. These, they flex like this, which makes them really hard to carry and a little nervous about maybe breaking them. So anyway, I get them all back there, and I get a phone call from the landscaper that we have hired to do our landscaping for us. And he said, "Today's the day. I'm on my way." And I'm like, "Seriously?" He goes, "Yeah, we're going to, if you're up for it." And I said, "Yeah." So he said, "We'll be there in a little bit." So I start working on the deck, and they show up with their skid steer and everything, and they start immediately demolishing the whole front yard. They pulled out the two trees that we had in front of the house and pulled up all the beds there. They pulled up all those dead shrubs, the ones that have gotten the fungus and died. And anybody who knows my house knows I have a huge wall in front of my house. There's a little area, a grassy strip that the city put there just so they could have a place for their manhole cover and for the septic vent line. So that's all it's for. And it's a pain in the butt to mow because you got to carry the lawnmower over there, put it on that little island, mow that little section, carry it back over to the next there because it's concrete everywhere else. So I've wanted to do something with that area for a long time. So they came in, him and his Guatemalan workers, which they were great, with hose. And within 15 minutes, they had that whole area completely scraped bald.
Nice.
They took all the grass out of it and leveled it off. And now they're putting the landscaping tarp down today. They're putting chocolate stone, which, did you ever find that?
Yeah.
What's it look like? I don't know. I can look it up.
They said chocolate chip stone is what Google showed me.
Yep. Yeah, that's what it looks like. So it's kind of that brown. It looks almost like wood chips.
Yeah.
Which is what we use everywhere. And he said this stuff looks almost just like it.
Yeah.
So they're putting that down. Then all those little viney things that we've had growing in front of the house, they're moving over there. Then they're putting dwarf junipers, I think there's 3 of them. Either 2 right there by the corner where the house has a different wall shape. It's one's part of the wall's forward and the other one's back. Anyway. Putting 2 there and then 1 on the corner, and then they're putting white, what was the name of them? Gerard azaleas all across there. And then he's come up with some other flowers that he wants to do around the outside wall mixed with boxwoods that he's doing. And so he expects they're going to be done today. He said, we'll be done. And I worked, until late last night on the deck and almost got finished with that. I've got 3 boards left to put down. And yesterday afternoon, I was pulling one of the old boards. Well, some of the old screws had rusted, so they break off or they won't come out or they strip.
Right.
So when that happens, I get as many of the screws as I can. Then I grab this 16-foot board and I start prying, lifting on it, trying to break it so I can break it loose and then I can take the screw out, put the new board in. As I'm doing that, I'm lifting up on it, and I can't get it up past a certain height, and I don't know why. Well, the real reason is because I'm hitting an electrical line that goes over the deck with the other. I'm like, why won't this move? So I shoved really hard on it and threw my back out, and I ended up laying there on the deck. Couldn't breathe. And I immediately got up, broke it off, and finished up because if you stop, you'll stiffen up. But today I am hurting so bad.
You're moving a little better than you were first thing this morning, though.
Yeah. Because I'm not going to get up and move around. Yeah. If you see me get up, I'm going to look like a 90-year-old man. But I've got to go back and get back to work on that today because it cannot remain unfinished.
It's going to look so good when it's done.
Plus, I've got to build that trap door that I was talking about. And then I want to be all done so that I can start draining the water off the top of the pool cover, filling that up.
Oh, seg.
I've also got to do an irrigation line today or tomorrow. KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen.
What is going on at Disney World?
Well, they're closing down the Star Wars Hotel, that's for sure.
Well, what happens if you were going to go vacation there?
We've got an alternative for you we'll tell you about after Thomas Rhett.
On KIX 102.5.
Perfect. So I also had to order 3 25-foot long soaker hoses, a splitter, and a scheduler. So you hook it onto your hydrant, and it has a scheduler. You turn the hydrant on, and you tell it when you want it to run water down this line or that line or that line.
Cool.
So that we can water all this stuff. Because, I mean, when you first set up plants like that, they've got to be watered pretty regularly for their first summer. And then they're what they call established, and you don't have to worry about them that much anymore. Usually the rain will take care of it. So.
Morning, Gary.
I've got to set all that
Morning,
up.
Kathy.
I have to build a trap door. I've got pressure wash is my goal Saturday. That's my final thing of the summer is I get the pressure washer.
Do you like to pressure wash?
I love.
Oh my gosh, Kyle wants a pressure washer so bad.
They're not. You can get them cheap off Amazon. I bought a cheap one. I mean, you go look at Lowe's and Home Depot. You see them. They're like $150, $300. You can buy one for $30 off Amazon. That's
really.
It's not the stout sucker, but it's good enough and it'll work. I bought one of these green. I forget what they're called, for about $60. I've had it for like 5 years. Love the thing. It's got wheels, got different tips. It will take the paint off your house. If it will definitely damage your concrete if you run it at high speed. So you got to be careful with it.
Cool.
It has
Okay, I'll have to look on Amazon.
soap reservoir, which you can use it for washing your vehicle, although I won't because it's dangerous. I mean, if you get your finger in front of it, it will break the skin.
Yeah.
So it's that high pressure. And the thing, it plugs in. Now, you do have to plug it into a 220 outlet.
Oh.
If you don't, you will blow a breaker. So what I have to do is I have a 300-foot extension cord that I have to run in and plug in.
300 foot?
Yeah. I plug it in where the microwave's plugged in, So all the way through one of the windows into the kitchen, and I can plug into that, and it won't blow that breaker.
Wow. I've never even heard of a 300-foot extension cord.
Oh, my gosh. I have like 3 of them.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I think the longest I've heard of is like 100 foot.
No, 300 foot. It's 100 yards.
Wow.
You can buy them.
That's so cool.
Is it?
I don't know what I'd use one for, but I want one.
Well, I have them. I tend to buy them in those long lengths because when I was a kid, we had our little cabin, way off down the woods.
Mm-hmm.
And we did the math, and it was 1,000 yards. So I saved up and bought enough extension cords, and we'd buy those.
Just put them into each other.
100-yard extension cords. KIX 102.5, the 4 states' #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen.
Sunshine this afternoon with highs in the low 80s. It's 57 in Joplin.
And we'll give you a look at the weather forecast in just about 6 minutes.
Star Wars, Disney. I have no idea what's going on right now, but I'm a little bit worried about Disney.
Well, it was only a year ago that they launched their Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser Hotel, which is that interactive, highly expensive, highly immersive 3-day, 2-night experience right next to the Walt Disney World Resort there in Orlando.
Well, on Thursday, though, they announced that they're actually going to be closing that in September.
In a statement, they said, "This premium boutique experience gave us the opportunity to try new things on a smaller scale of 100 rooms. As we prepare for its final voyage, we will take what we've learned to create future experiences that can reach more of our guests and fans."
Okay, so to translate that for you, they said, who knew the recession would hit rich people?
That's not why they're closing it. They're closing it because it costs $6,000 for a 2-night stay for a family of 4.
Which is crazy.
Nuts.
Absolutely insane.
They would reach more of their guests and fans by changing the experience to a 1-night stay in a tent on the barren sands of Tatooine, I think.
It's bad news when the Tiki Room has more visitors than the Star Wars Hotel.
Well, it also didn't help that Admiral Akbar always stood outside the hotel screaming, "It's a trap! A tourist trap!"
Well, what are people supposed to do, though, if they wanted to go and do this?
Well, there is an alternative that's located there outside of Orlando that you could consider. Check this out.
Disney World Star Wars Hotel. It's over $4,000 for 2 nights. Forget about it. Save big at Tatooine Tony's Cut Rate Star Wars Hotel. You ain't gonna fly to Orlando. We're conveniently located off the interstate near the landfill. It's a totally immersive Star Wars experience. Those ain't rats running around. They're, Ewoks. There ain't no hot water in the shower. It's lukewarm. And if the bathroom door gets stuck, just use the Force. Plus, if you call the front desk, I'll even talk like Yoda. Hey, clean towels we don't have. A full refund you ain't gonna get. So, don't Don't make a Wookiee mistake. Book your stay at Tatooine Tony's Cut Rate Star Wars Hotel for a Jedi experience that will stay with you longer than the bedbugs. No children.
No children. Don't ask why.
Will says, have you ever ate alligator?
Yes, I've eaten many times. Go to what's it called? Is it Alligators?
What are you talking about?
Oh, it's a restaurant there. No, what's it called?
Is there somewhere near here that has
gator?
alligator?
No. Probably. I mean, it's not that uncommon. There's a place in Destin when you go down to Florida that is really for the kids, and they have probably 150, 200 live alligators there at the restaurant. So they've got all these mesh bridges and things you can walk over and look down and see all the alligators. Even for a fee, I think it's like 10 or 15 bucks, they will bring one out and you can sit and hold it while someone takes your picture. Its mouth is taped shut, and the guide is right there holding the tail the whole time, because the tail's what you got to watch. They'll whip that thing and hurt you. So, and it's a little one.
Yeah.
They also have an albino alligator there that you can see. And to go into that, what is? Oh, it's Fuddruckers, isn't it, that does this? Yeah, Fuddruckers, which you got to be very careful saying. And the Fuddruckers serves alligator. Every single inch of the restaurant has people's signature and writing all over the inside. They have kids shows with a guy in an alligator costume comes out and sings. It's very annoying. My wife is telling me the name of it. Fuddpuckers, not Fuddruckers. Fuddpuckers. And you get to keep your cup with the name on it. Thank you, babe. And, yeah, it's very annoying. And we have eaten there multiple times because anytime our relatives come and they have kids and et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. So what does it taste like?
Kind of like frog.
What does
If you've
frog
ever had
taste
frog,
like?
well,
No.
eat frog and find out. It's like fishy chicken. Okay, a little fishy chicken. It's not bad.
So it's like if I were to eat tuna on top of my chicken.
Not that kind of tuna. It's more of a river taste, river fish taste, like perch or drum,
Salmon.
catfish.
I've had catfish once, I think.
So it's a little catfishy chicken that's a little catfishy tasting.
Interesting.
A little bit. Catfish to me has a bitter undertaste. Salmon has a much cleaner taste. There's not a lot of fishy taste to that, It's a different fishy taste to each one of those fish.
I found that a lot of people who don't necessarily like fish are okay with salmon, though.
Yeah, that's more likely. Same here. My wife is that same way. She likes tilapia because it's not got much of a fishy taste, oddly enough. I cannot stand fish.
At all?
For the most part. Barely. Every now and then my wife will get something really, really good, and I'll eat some of hers.
Yeah.
But I like seafood. Love lobster, shrimp, scallops, all that stuff, even clams sometimes. But do not like fish. Now, there in Destin also is a much, much nicer restaurant that we go to eat, and we'll get the seafood sampler platter, this thing. And it's really, really upscale restaurants right on the beach. And you have to wait in line usually for sometimes hours to get into this place.
Wow.
We go eat at 3 in the afternoon when we're there. And I think for this sampler, it's like $35, $40. But I will eat everything on that, including the fish. The fish is really good. Plus $35, I'm going to eat every single bite. You kidding me? Their drinks are like $15, at this place.
Right.
So.
But you're right there on the beach?
Yeah. You sitting there.
So,
they
that's
have
so cool,
the windows and everything are open. It probably seats about 150, 200 people at this place. It's a good-sized restaurant. But you can go sit out on the veranda and stuff, and they have these windows that have the lift-up blind things, and you're just sitting there with the ocean breeze, and you're like 150, 200 feet away from the beach. And it's across the sandy, grassy area. They have a boardwalk out and then stairs down to the sandy beach.
That's so cool.
I think we got pictures somewhere of us sitting there eating, looking out the window. I'm sure I do. But they have, do they have alligator too? Like everybody in Florida, every restaurant, even the McDonald's in Florida have alligator, I think. Probably.
A lot of folks are saying it tastes like chicken. Megan
Fishy.
says not as fishy, but chewy, kind of like frog.
It is chewy, and it's got a little fishy taste.
I didn't know that there was enough meat on frog legs to even eat them.
Oh,
They're
my
so
goodness.
little.
No, their legs, and you get a bullfrog, but you got to think bullfrogs can be this long, when they're stretched out. That's not uncommon. bullfrogs can be this big around and you stretch their legs out. It's ridiculous.
What?
Look up bullfrog.
I've never
or
seen
big
a frog.
bullfrog. Maybe you should look up big bullfrog. Is this 21? Did you find a big bullfrog?
Big booga booga.
Did you find a big bullfrog?
Ah!
Yeah, they get
Oh
big.
my gosh! It's almost as tall as this guy.
Well, now
What the heck?
that's a little extreme. That's not realistic. Where is my pictures?
Oh dear.
Nope, frog. It's different.
Oh wow.
Here we go.
Oh my gosh. Randy.
Yeah, they get big. So, and it's considered a French delicacy for some reason. I don't know why. Because, rednecks have always eaten bullfrogs.
I like fish eggs as well.
A little escargot. Not
That's
escargot.
snail.
Caviar.
Caviar.
I like escargot.
I haven't had it before.
I'm a fan.
He's a fan.
So, trying to see here. My wife has better pictures than I do.
Let me see.
And we always go eat at this place, but I'm not seeing. Maybe she just didn't take pictures this year or the last time we were there.
Do we have this story for 735 somewhere?
What is it?
Bezos?
It's what story is there? You're just going to say, hey, they're engaged. And he's got some things he'd like to say about it. So he may or may not have part ownership of this station. So we'll just let him.
Dorinda's over there with the pink emojis.
Yeah, here. So there's some of the drinks at this place.
Ooh, those are fun drinks.
It's called Surf Hut. One of my favorite places to eat. It's actually in Miramar Beach, but it says Destin. And you can see the windows open right there looking out at the beach. And there's some of the food.
Yeah.
And that's fish, and really good. I don't guess she has a picture. Oh, yeah, this looking out the window.
Oh, that's so
you're
pretty.
right there. But all the restaurants are like that. Here's another one that we're sitting eating at,
That's unreal.
Mexico's better. Trust me.
Your cat has very good taste, Melissa.
Your cat tastes very good. What?
No. Her cat would eat just the frog legs.
Why are
leave
you
the rest
eating
of it.
your cat?
She's not eating her cat.
Have you ever eaten a cat before?
Randy.
You want to eat a cat before?
Stop. That's not what she meant.
Maybe it is.
I know it's not.
You don't know that.
I know it's not what she meant.
Maybe she likes.
I was like, oh dear.
She's got some other pictures of that place. Surf Hat, if you go down like at 5 o'clock, you will stand in line. You may or may not get in by 10 o'clock by the time they close. They close at 10 or 11.
Really?
Yeah, because the lines would just be insane. From 5 o'clock on, it's just lines out into the parking lot, and it's hot, and
Right.
so we learned you go eat at around 3 o'clock, and there's no lines, no waiting, and it's not that big of a deal.
Do we have anyone watching on Twitter today? Let's see.
You weirdos.
Floyd, did you like and reshare that video?
Bless your heart.
No, CT did. Morning, CT. Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow, CT retweeted us to his 2,200 followers.
There's some stuff missing.
Well, thanks for watching, CT.
There. That's the year before.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's really, really, really good.
It looks good.
And makes me hungry. She went out and stood on the boardwalk. That's on their porch railing.
That's a cool picture.
I thought I had a better shot of the boardwalk. There is the shot from our table, and you can see the whole boardwalk and everything.
Wow.
So, I mean, it's just a pretty place.
Mm-hmm. I've got to get down to the ocean at some point.
And yeah, you need to take the kids. It's very affordable.
Yeah.
You can do the entire thing for under $1,000 if you're careful and you don't spend a lot of money.
Bobby said that there was a place, Orange Beach, maybe?
No, in Orange Beach.
Down south.
I recommend if you just want to experience the ocean, you don't want all the niceties and everything, just go to Fort Walton.
Fort Walton.
Stay there, and you can look. You can go on Verbo, although Verbo has all these hidden penalties and fees.
Mm-hmm.
But you can go to, I could recommend, there are some property managers down there that manage like whole groups of properties, and you can book just through them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's very easy. So the property managers, and you can get either a condo or what she ought to do is the sea cabins. So the sea cabins is right there in the middle of everything on Destin, and the beach is literally across the street.
That's so cool.
So they're really, really old, so they're kind of smelly, but they're much more affordable than some of the other properties.
Yeah.
So they have a bedroom on the top floor with a bathroom and then a stairway down, and you've got your kitchen
Hold on, we
dining
gotta
area,
do a seg right here.
your living room, and then another bedroom with 2 bunk beds. KIX 102.5, the 4 states' #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen.
Well, it looks like congratulations are in order.
Yeah, Jeff Bezos is engaged.
Really?
Boy, that Laura Sanchez, she is a gold digger, isn't she?
She's something, all right.
Victim, I think, is the word we're looking for.
We'll talk about it after Blake Shelton.
On KIX 102.5. So it's got another bedroom downstairs with 2 bunk beds, and then there is another bathroom down there.
Oh.
That's pretty good
Cool,
size.
yeah.
You've got a barbecue grill and picnic table out in the front yard, and you share this little private area with all these other sea cabins.
Mm-hmm.
I really, though, for as much as they charge for those, they are much cheaper than other places, but it's so much less nice.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're willing to not stay on the beach, but stay over like on the Emerald Isle Drive or one of those places that's not on the beach, that's back a little bit, everything's way cheaper.
Yeah.
Normal hotel prices.
Oh, Floyd, we thought that you had shared the video on Twitter, but it was CT.
Never mind, Floyd.
Normally you are our go-to sharer on Twitter.
Sharer.
Sharer.
Ow! Ow! She sounds more like R2-D2 when she does it. Ow! Ow!
No.
I like escargot. I think escargot
Snails?
is really, really good. It's like eating mushrooms. So, the mushrooms sauteed mushrooms that you put on your hamburger, that's what escargot tastes like, is sauteed mushrooms.
They're not slimy? I feel like they'd be
A
real
little bit.
slimy.
So are sauteed mushrooms.
To a point, yeah.
So.
How do you even eat escargot? Is it still in the shell?
No, they bring you a little bowl with this, almost like a soup thing, and they are in they're deshelled and in this bowl in this like sauce, and you have a special little fork that you use to fork them out with. At least that's the way they served them to us in Alaska. They it's like its own separate little thing. So they asked me, they have on this menu, and our waiter would come over and sit down with me, and we would consult and go over the menu for that evening's meal. And down at the bottom, they have like their freak dishes. They don't call them that, of course not, because French nice restaurant and everything. But you go down and pick caviar, escargot, or human foot, something like that. No, I'm kidding. They don't have that this year. But I tried something different and strange each night. Squid, octopus.
Oh my gosh. I had baby octopus once, and it was the worst thing I've ever had.
I like octopus.
Oh
It's
my
okay.
gosh.
You've had
could not
calamari,
chew
haven't
it.
you? Yeah, it is very rubbery. You've had calamari?
No.
Calamari is octopus. If you've ever had that.
I had eventually just spit it out. I couldn't eat it. It was
And it squeaks on your teeth.
ridiculous. See, I like mushrooms. I think mushrooms are good.
Love them. I
There's a lot
like
of things
that
you can do with
texture.
them.
There's some people who cannot stand the rubbery texture of things like mushrooms, gummy bears, escargot.
For them.
Yes. Unfortunate to be you. KIX 102.5, the 4 states number 1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen.
Sunshine this afternoon, highs in the low 80s. It's 57 in Joplin.
And we'll give you a look at the weather forecast and 4 states news in just 25 minutes.
Plus, in the next hour, we want to know, what were you not allowed to touch at your house growing up?
Yes, whatever it might have been, from siblings to razor blades, whatever. If you weren't allowed to touch it, we want to know about it, and we want to know why.
You can call or text us to let us know at 623-1025.
So, congratulations are in order.
Do we?
Have you seen Laura Sanchez? Do you know what she looks like?
No. I'll Google
Okay, look her up.
right now, okay?
Because
Lauren Sanchez.
she is now engaged to Jeff Bezos. And if you've seen Jeff Bezos,
Wait a second.
Little unbalanced there.
A little bit.
Could she be interested in him for his money? No.
I'm sure he's got a personality.
I don't know. But the two of them are now engaged. And he has an evil mountaintop lair that he wants to address all of the people's doubts about their engagement.
Okay.
It is I, Jeff Bezos, and I'm afraid I have some sad news to deliver to all the fine ladies of America. Holler! I'm off the market. Yep, that's right, I'm getting hitched. I proposed to the lovely Lauren Sanchez, and of course, she found 139.1 billion reasons to say yes. That's right, I liked, so I put a ring on it. We make quite the team. It's like I'm a super yacht and she's my super yacht dinghy. She's my inspiration. In fact, Lauren inspired me to create my Blue Origin spaceship. Yeah, because every time we make love, it's
Okay.
sweet sky rockets in flight for about 10 minutes. But worry not, I shan't make the same mistake and give away half my fortune if things don't work out. Our prenup is even longer than the Amazon Terms of Service agreement. She speed scrolled down the screen for like 45 seconds and then just clicked, I agree. She doesn't even know what's in it.
All right. That's pretty good.
What? She likes her lip fillers. Well, her body, whatever she wants.
So, yeah, this was them yesterday at my house.
Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez?
No. Ripping it up. Tearing the poop out of it.
Why was there poop in it?
You know what? I was asking this. I was like, Bella. So they pulled those trees. These are the root balls from the trees they pulled. Check it before you wreck it. It's a big old mess right now.
Go.
So this is literally them pulling one of those trees out as they're pulling it. So, but they put a chain around it and yanked the thing out. And we were hoping we could maybe save that one. But once they got it off and we looked at it, I was like, no, it's not. It's completely bare on one side.
Right. Have a good one, Sarah.
And we're probably going to take this time to reseed the grass at the same time. Not that I care. I told him, he goes, don't you want a lush green butt? I was like, here's what I want. I want it to die as soon as possible. Late July, that's great, because then I don't have to mow it anymore. So I try not to water my lawn or fertilize it or anything like that. I want it to die.
Megan says that ain't right.
What ain't the wanting it to die or Jeff
Talking
Bezos?
about the Jeff Bezos stuff on thing. Oh, Floyd, we got the story up there for you whenever you're ready for it.
Okay, yeah, you were right. 5 pair for the doofy. So we're probably next week going to have, this is a little confusing. So we have an O'Reilly Outlaw Grand Prize sweepstakes that starts this next Monday at
Mhm.
KIX1025.com that will take you to the O'Reilly Outlaw Nationals that are happening at the Miami Fairgrounds on June 9th and 10th. Okay? The week before on Saturday, or Friday and Saturday, June 2nd and 3rd at Monette's Fairgrounds, they are having outlaw tractor pulls, not associated with the O'Reilly Outlaw Nationals, but they are outlaw tractor pulls. And we will also have tickets to that we will be giving away next week on air. And then the week of June 5th, that whole week, we will be doing O'Reilly Outlaw Nationals on air.
That's a lot of outlaws.
And a lot of outlaws. Somebody needs to spank their heinies. So,
That's a little confusing.
you know what happens when you spank an outlaw's hiney, don't you?
I don't want to know.
They go, get it out, Ken. You like it.
Yeah.
Hear that? Oh my gosh.
I just got to be able to say words while I do it.
Go. What? Call him my precious. Call him.
I was trying to say goals and do it at the same time. Gollum! Can you say goals?
Goals?
No. in the voice.
Like how?
In the Randy Bird voice.
Goals!
Goals! There we go.
Not as good. I don't know.
It just sounds so angry.
Yeah.
Wow!
That was better. She's getting there.
I'm
She's
getting it.
practice,
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of practice and weird noises. So up next we have the story about the Ruby Slip.
Yeah.
So we wanted to do the Munchkin, the Lollipop Guild song,
Mm-hmm.
and only do it to the Grabby Hands Guild for the ones who stole the Ruby Slippers.
Right.
So we did.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we shouldn't have, but
Oh,
that
no,
never
no,
came
it's
into
good.
question. Yeah, so in Monette, it's tractor pulls. In Miami, it's the Outlaw Nationals, the monster trucks. So monster trucks in Miami, tractor pulls in Monette. We've got tickets to both things. They're happening different weekends.
And then I'll be hanging out with the monster trucks on June 8th.
Yeah, she goes into a parking lot where they keep them and just kind of hangs out there and looks around at them. And it's really weird.
I tried to interview one, or I'm going to try to interview
It's a
one.
truck, Jen.
We'll see
You
what happens.
realize trucks don't talk.
Well, Randy, that's part of the fun.
That's a Disney movie. It's called Cars. Have you taken the kids to
Transformers.
seen? Did I ever show you that? Did we ever go there? I can't remember.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about Mater.
There's a Mater sort of in Carterville, but we didn't go see the one in Kansas.
The one in Galena is the original one.
That's cool.
Yeah. So when Disney were developing the movie, they came and stayed in Galena for like 6 months and did artwork. So the entire town of whatever it is, Cooterville or wherever that Mater lives in the movie, is Galena. And once you see and compare the two, and there's actually at that little filling station, they've got pictures and drawings side by side where you can, oh, I see now.
That's awesome.
And the Mater vehicle is right there.
Sheila says, I want tickets.
I want the tickets.
Okay. The story is at the bottom there. Sheila says monster trucks do too talk.
Hello.
Haven't you seen Transformers?
Show.
Show, like faux show?
Yo, show.
Yosho? Yoshi? Do you know what I'm getting done today?
Finally, what? What is it?
I'm getting my hair done today.
Oh, okay. Thank goodness.
Oh, Herbie talks, Sheila says.
No, he doesn't. Herbie does not talk.
He interacts.
Yes, maybe.
I told my stylist last time I saw her what I want to do, and she was on board. So hopefully we can pull it off today. Chris is doing much better. They got all his vitals back to good numbers. He said, thank you for asking. Oh, I'm so glad he's doing better, Kathy. So does that mean he gets to come home today? We're going after this song. I'm really hoping that they can put tinsel back in my hair.
We all are.
Mm-hmm.
So much so.
I loved the tinsel. It was fun. And she's got all different colors. She's got pink and red and blue and silver and green. Or maybe I'll just shave my head.
Do that. That's what I'm thinking.
I wasn't sure he was paying attention or not.
Oh, my gosh.
Everyone's over on YouTube, Floyd. I do find it very interesting, though, that that Facebook is now sending out notifications of us going
All of
live.
a sudden, they're like, well, we didn't know everybody's going to leave when we started acting like that. We just want you to do just what we wanted you to do and nothing else.
It's so weird.
Typical Zuckerberg behavior. So I'm looking ahead. What do we have to do for tomorrow?
Do we need to finish anything for that one thing we started yesterday?
No, I think we just do it.
Okay.
Got to get the sound effects. So
We're not doing that song. Do we have do we need to do the 750 song?
no, it's done.
Then we are good for tomorrow.
Yep. Yay!
Success.
Success! So we did the. They haven't heard the Flintstones song that we did this morning. I think we need to subject them to that as part of our mandated S&M. What? KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen.
We'll see sunshine this afternoon with highs in the low 80s. It's 57 in Joplin.
And in the next hour, we are going to be talking about
The things you were not allowed to touch growing up.
when I was growing up, we were not allowed to touch our siblings.
We couldn't touch the dish. I can't do it with
Jen,
the words yet.
I don't know how this became a thing today, but apparently, anytime that I do that, Jen has to do it too, which I just did it,
That I do that.
And she can't. She can't. She has a couple of times. Why are we doing this? I don't know. Don't interrogate us. Come on.
I'm going to get it, though. It's going to happen.
You're going to get it, all right. But because next door they think something torturous is happening.
Probably.
We'll take a look.
We'll take a look.
At your weather forecast and 4 states news in just 10 minutes. So you think that's strange? Check this out. The guy, you remember a few months ago we told you about the guy who had stolen the ruby slippers?
Yeah,
right?
that's right. What happened with that?
Well, he has now been indicted by a grand jury for stealing the ruby slippers worn by Judy Garland in The Wizard of Oz.
So I thought these were stolen back in 2005, right?
They were, and it was a pretty high-tech crime, too. I mean, somebody climbed through a window and broke the display case, and that was it.
But they were recovered, though, in, 2018-ish?
Yeah. So it was a sting operations. No arrests were made at the time, but this last Tuesday, Terry Martin was indicted for theft of major artwork. He is 76 and lives 12 miles south of the Judy Garland Museum in Grand Rapids, Minnesota, where the theft took place.
He was so close the entire time.
The whole time. So
Wow.
she wore several pair of ruby slippers during the production of the musical, but only 4 authentic pairs remain. And when they were stolen, these slippers were insured for $1 million, but the current market value is about $3.5 million.
Oh, my gosh.
Money spent on security at that museum, $50 for the display case.
They caught him red-footed.
This pair is worth so much because they suspect that Toto might have peed on them.
There's no place like jail for this guy.
So it's no longer the Lollipop Guild. It's the Grabby Hands Guild, Jen.
We represent the Grabby Hands Guild, the Grabby Hands Guild, the Grabby Hands Guild. We're the perfect size in the Grabby Hands Guild. To reach up and steal your shoes in a museum.
It's Morning Kicks with Randy and Jen, powered by Buffalo Run Casino and Resort on the 4 states #1 for country.
Not familiar with them, I guess. So anyway, there was our Grabby Hands Guild song.
Floyd says, Randy, don't touch Jen.
No.
Ow! Ow! Hi, how are you?
So here's the one that we did earlier. I wanted you guys to have to listen to because you've been bad.
Jimmy says, that was cute. Thank you.
Tuesday, make your Tuesday. Wish that you were back in bed asleep. Need some coffee a lot. Work is where you just don't wanna be. Oh, that traffic you are trying to beat. If you're late, you're gonna catch some heat. When you know it's Tuesday, it's just 3 days till the weekend. But up until then, back to the same old
I like it.
That brings out some deja vu's. Look at the blister.
Yeah. Why is your pinky doing this when you stick your hand out? Does it just do that?
It wants to curl up to play.
Where is the guitar?
Yeah. It does not want to stretch out like that. It wants to curl in.
Yeah.
It's also how I do my spider web.
Oh, that's been fun. Okay. We have a podcast tomorrow.
Yep. Tomorrow we're doing the thing with the deal on it. What advice you'd give to your 18-year-old self. But also we're going to do some other things on there that I've not discovered yet. Surprise!
It'll be a surprise. It'll be
Surprise! What is it? I don't know. There's stuff, though.
There's stuff.
Now, one thing you will say about not having giveaways, we got lots of content to choose from, so go back as far as possible.
Da, 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 da.
Now it's hung in your head, isn't it?
It really is.
Used to play that as a march cadence on the xylophones when they would do on drum corps. All that stuff. All that traffic you were trying to beat. If you're late, you're going to get. You know what we need to do? Caption theater.
Oh, yes.
Okay, for Country Dirt.
Oh, my gosh.
I think we need to redo the video. But, if those of you that don't know, Recaption Theater is where you take an existing video that YouTube has done or something, and you go through and get the captions that it discovers for your video, and then redo the video, this time saying what the original caption said. Too much hilarity.
Yeah, the Country Dirt ones are always wrong.
Yeah, so you want to read your most recent Country Dirt?
What is this face I'm making? Oh,
That's
my
not
Lanta.
the captions. But
Sorry, do
it
you
should
see
be.
this? Oh, it's
Is this
terrifying.
Is this another?
Oh, my gosh. It looks like I bit into chocolate cake or something. What is going on with my teeth? Look at that.
Oh.
You
look like the vamp villain.
I look like I'm going to eat you or something.
Like a drama show. Is this Dynasty?
Okay.
Beverly Hills 90210. You're the bad guy.
It's just not a good look. Okay, so this was Country Dirt yesterday.
Hey, it's Fangs and their Cakes, Country Dirt. Jimmy Allen issued a public apology last Thursday to his wife Alexis and their kids. He says he's working on becoming a better person that his kids can be proud of. He also challenged everyone who needs it to seek help. You can check out the entire statement on his Instagram page or on his Twitter. I got most of that right.
Most of that right, yeah.
Except for Fangs and their Cakes.
Fangs and their cakes. Arr!
John Osborne for Brothers. Osborne welcomed twins Arthur and Maybell in March, and this is the thing he says he wants from them. Right now, April and Arthur, they are doing great. If you know as many times as people try to explain to you what it's like, there aren't words to describe it. I mean, it's every emotion rolled into one. It's excitement, anxiety, nerves. There's like I've never been so confident and confident at the same time, but it's wild. That one was tough. You know, they're at an age now where it's all you want is for their eyes, which kind of go all over the room just to connect to yours for a split second to connect and have you can just get a tiny smile out of them. Literally, it's like a drug. It just fills you with all the emotions, and it's amazing. And Lucy is such an amazing mom. She is absolutely crushing it, and I'm just trying to keep up. Congratulations to Reverse. She is officially joining the boys, taking over his feet. Blake Shelton. Was that? And she's going to be joined by John Legend, Gwen Stefani, and Niall Morton for Fruitcakes 102.
Fruitcakes 101.
For Fruitcakes 102.5. I'm Jen Box, the Metric Us 4.
Just the intro and the outro for Fruitcakes 102.5.
Jen Box, the Metric Us 4.
Oh my goodness, I love incorrect captions.
Oh, you got to do one.
I can't read that. I can't get through it. I don't know why it cracks me up so much. I want to know what YouTube says. But the thing is, you can read it off of Muse.
Mm-hmm.
So it gives us all the captions. On YouTube, you have to do it as it says it, which is kind of a pen in the butt.
It is. Man, I am not flattering in any of these screenshots.
That's just what you think. It may be accurate, but that's just what you think.
Thank you.
So I've got a new, let me build the folder for it. We've got a new thing, or product that I'm endorsing called QC Kinetics. Have you guys heard of this?
What's QC Kinetics?
It is a new product that I'm endorsing. Are you endorsing it all?
Well, what you asked if anyone knows what it is or heard of it. So what is it?
So it is a, what do they call it? It is a type of therapy that is getting a lot of popular. It's not, is it replacement therapy they call it? So we're not necessarily allowed to use certain terminology with it, but there are certain things that go along with it that this does. And it's, again, there's a lot of terminology. If you go digging into it, go looking it up, you'll find out more about it. But they don't want us to use certain terms because of some of the negative connotations that they may have.
So what sort of or who would benefit from a therapy like this?
Arthritics, people with torn rotator cuff, with muscle or joint damage, you know, that their lifestyle has literally been negated due to these physical ailments that they suffer from. The claim is that the body has the ability to heal itself when it has the right tools to heal itself. So it's an all natural treatment that utilizes your body's own chemical makeups, you know, the stuff that your body uses to heal itself. This is what it's using. So it would not be stuff from anybody else or any other source. It comes from your own body and is utilized in a way that helps promote this healing.
So it's not like you're having to pump yourself full of a bunch of drugs, crazy side effects,
or
who knows what.
Or stuff from other people. Even this comes from you. And it's an interesting concept. I mean, there are some in Europe. It's very, very common. Europe has it everywhere, this type of thing. And it is approved by the European governments, most of them. England, France, they all have this. Spain has it. Italy has it. But the United States does not have a, what would you call, a regulated program of this yet. So there are some private commercial entities that are already doing it. And this is one of them. And it's opening here in Joplin.
Cool.
So there is one in Kansas City. That's the nearest one. But there is now going to be one in Joplin. It's a big clinic that they're opening.
Which is nice. So you don't have to travel, 2.5 hours to get this therapy that is given.
Because the length of treatment time can vary. There are some instances where people do it one time, a week later, they're better. There are also sometimes where it takes, varied lengths of time.
Does that depend on the severity of the case, I'm assuming, or?
Regenerative treatment. That's what they're calling this. Regenerative medicine. So chronic pain, knee pain, joint pain, that kind of thing.
All right, here we go into news.
So they give me a script, and then they say, ad lib around this.
Is it ad-libbable?
Some of it isn't. I can ad lib some of the intro, but the information. QC Kinetics has over 100 clinics nationwide and has treated thousands of patients with incredible success. I can't ad lib that. That's information.
Right.
That needs to be delivered like that. And it's written really well.
All right, 25 seconds.
It's going to be interesting. I need to do those later. Get them out of the way. What does that mean? I think they need to rephrase that.
Sunshine this afternoon with highs in the low 80s. We'll see clear skies, low 60s tonight. A chance of storms tomorrow afternoon with highs in the low 80s. More low 80s on Thursday. Lots of sunshine.
KIX 102.5 storm tracker radar isn't showing anything over the 4 states.
63 in Miami, 63 in Pittsburgh, 64 in Joplin. To get signed up for severe weather alerts, head to the KIX app.
So today we're talking about what you weren't allowed to touch at your house. Certain things that your parents said, keep your hands off that.
You can call or text us to let us know at 623-1025.
Or you can tell us on Facebook.
Here's Keith Urban
On the 4 states #1 for country.
KIX 102.5. That is the third time that people have called while we're on air, and then they hang up as soon as we get off.
You guys likely have this copy already. As I understand it, this serves as your live read copy A and B. We also need a 60-second spot. This is from Bobby. He says we need a 60-second spot. When you get the 2 spots voiced, just save them in temp dry. You want 2 or 1?
Read the first part to me.
We need a 60-second spot created from each as well. I didn't see that.
Each. Yeah, there you go.
They're going to be 60 seconds, whether they like it or not. I didn't see that next line.
My kids weren't supposed to touch each other or anything glass. It would get broken, yeah. We weren't supposed to get in my parents' dresser. I thought it was because they had dirty stuff in there, but that's where my mom would hide my stuff my sister broke. Aw, man.
Oh, put that in my drawer. She broke it. Don't let her know. What? It's so weird, Melissa. We weren't allowed to get in our parents' drawers either. And I always thought it was dirty stuff, but it wasn't. For one thing, we weren't allowed to get into, we had 2 deep freezers downstairs. One of them we were not allowed to get into. The other one we were. So all the time my mother would say, Randy, I need you to go down and get some hamburger meat. No, wait, that's in the other deep freeze. I'll go get it. Or if I need some frozen blackberries out of no, okay, yeah, it's in that freezer. You can go get that. And later I found out why. That's where they stored their coin collections.
Oh.
Weird parents. So they would literally, they kept like their rare silver coins. They had tons of these. They kept them in their deep freeze.
That was a shtick for a while, though.
Why?
Because what robber is going to look in the freezer for your
Every
money?
single one,
Now
because
they all will.
apparently everybody keeps it in there.
We had guest plates that we were not allowed to touch.
Same. We had, I swear, she had that rose china that we never ate off of. Never in my entire life did we ever use that. It's set in this dining room dish cabinet. They called it the hutch.
The hutch,
And
yep.
it looked like a chest of drawers with a big thing on it where you set the plates out on display. Like, look, we have plates.
Wow.
I bought you a show hot pot. Well, anyway, that, and then in the drawers was the fine silver, which occasionally, once a year or so, my mother would make me polish it. So the silver pot, because it would tarnish, it get looking yellowish.
Just
the metal.
sitting there?
Yeah. And so I'd have to take this silver polish and go over it, and it would look like chrome, again after that. But we were not allowed to eat with it. We never, ever ate with it.
There's the phone.
Hi there, Morning Kicks. You're not even talking. Oh, sorry. Say that again. Good morning. Oh, it's Dustin.
Hey, how are you, Dustin?
Figured.
What can we do for you? Ooh. You don't feel like switching it up today?
He says he's going to marry his girlfriend someday, right, Dustin? Yeah.
Oh, that's
Talking
so
yesterday.
exciting, Dustin.
Not now, Jen.
Oh,
Later,
sorry.
someday.
Someday.
Don't rush him.
I'm
He
not
can
trying
take
to
his
rush.
time.
I'm sorry, Dustin. I'm
Tell
not
her,
trying
Dustin.
to rush.
Tell
you.
her. Say, don't rush me. Close. Okay.
We'll try and get some Garth on for you, okay, Dustin?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have a great day.
Later. Bye.
I keep wanting to go through my throat.
Yeah, it's chest. No. Deeper. Close. Kinda. Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's interesting in and of its own. It's not the same, but I like that. It's its own little Muppet.
All right. What we got?
Floyd said, "Oh, they didn't stick the pieces in us, but they said they would."
What are you talking about?
Grandma's glass knickknacks. But when you see that statement in and
okay.
of itself, it is
Oof. I didn't see the first part, and I was like, what are we
a
talking
whole
about?
new level of interesting.
You both sound like Dustin. Did he tell you he was going to marry his girlfriend?
I asked him. I was like, "Are you guys ever going to get married someday?" Oh my gosh! Like to play with my stuff and would usually break it.
No. My
Why?
brother used to rip off the heads of my Barbies.
That's awesome.
Mm-mm. Made me mad.
You had a troubled childhood.
I want to talk about it.
No.
Every time the boy hears this song, he like belts it along with
That's
Hubbard.
another country.
He loves it.
So I don't think they're there yet. I guess that's not too.
I mean, it's only 8.
He said we were going to be there bright and early in the morning. That can mean different things for different people.
Right.
Let's look and see if we can see them on the camera. Nope.
I mean-
So, yeah. Right out here is this big skid steer parked, and they hid all their tools behind it. And I'm like, don't you want to put those in the backyard where they'll be behind a gate and everything? Nah, that'll be fine. I'm like, all right.
Okay. 15 seconds.
Not pooping, Floyd. Pooping you got to do now. KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen.
Sunny skies with highs in the low 80s this afternoon at 64 in Joplin.
So we're talking about the thing you were not allowed to touch at your house when you were a kid growing up.
What was the thing for you?
Well, the dishes we talked about, but
Right.
also the living room furniture. We were not allowed to get near that. We weren't, in fact, allowed to touch the living room or go to the living room.
Could you walk through it at least?
No, you didn't walk through. It was a separate room. There was the front door, and so it didn't connect to any other room in the house. The rest of the house was all connected. But if you wanted to watch TV, if you wanted to sit in a chair, you go in the den, mister.
Let us know what you are not allowed to touch at your house. That's 623-1025.
Or you can tell us on Facebook
Here's Luke Combs.
on the 4 states #1 for country.
KIX 102.5.
And we didn't have central air growing up. We had an air conditioner.
Air conditioner.
That was in the living room, of course, where you could not go.
Where you weren't allowed to go. It was just to look at.
You always can do it later until you can't, Floyd said. And I said, except for pooping. Pooping you got to do now. But then I got to thinking, no, if you put off pooping long enough, then you can't. So
Your daughter would put them on a bottle rocket to send them to the moon?
yes!
Oh, my Lanta.
Bottle rocket
That's
won't
actually
lift
cool.
off a Barbie. You can't lift off a Barbie.
You couldn't
might-
touch anything in your brother's
If you had a whole bunch of bottle rockets, you might be able to. Madam Alexander, you had a doll that was a madam? That was Amy from Little Will's.
What's a Madam Alexander doll?
Madam Alexander worked in Dodge City at a brothel.
Do I want to Google this or not? Well, okay, we're Googling, I guess.
Madam Alexander is a doll company. Madame Alexander. They do collectible dolls.
Ooh. There's Dorothy.
They're kind of creepy, the dolls.
Yeah.
They're the ones that if you fill a room with them, then they can film a horror movie there.
Yes. There was, when I was in college, one of my friends drank a lot. And so I helped him get back home. And it was very late.
Helped him drink a lot.
No. And so I slept in his spare bedroom that night where he collected those dolls.
What, you had a friend, friend that collected dolls?
It was his ex-wives.
Oh, and he kept those, sure.
Yeah. And so I'm trying to sleep, and here is this whole wall of dolls just staring at me. It was so
weird.
Like I'm gonna be dead. In the morning. They're gonna come to life and
weird.
Very
weird. Ow, I hurt. Any kind of extreme reaching or moving. So sore.
Is the CBD doing anything?
Yeah, it's helping tremendously. I've got CBD oil all over my back right now.
Well, I've got ibuprofen if you need it.
So
What?
This is something I would show you, but it'd be weird. I have not had to use deodorant for the past 4 days. And I don't sweat anymore. So they changed my deodorant that I've used for like the last 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
The degree stuff, they have changed it. I don't know what they've done, but it stinks now. It smells different, and it crumbles. So it used to, you could put it on, there was no mess or anything. Now I can put it on, and a few seconds later, just from moving my arms around the bathroom, there's like a pile of white stuff, like dandruff all over the rug in the bathroom. So I'm like, heck with this. And they did away with the scent that I liked. I love it when they change stuff without asking you or considering their customers. So I started doing reviews for most effective antiperspirant, which is different than a deodorant, you know.
Right.
And I found this stuff called, is it called Ultra Dry? DRI? Something dry. And so my wife went and looked, sure enough, found it at Walmart. They have all these different levels of it. You can actually get a prescription for one type for people who have chronic body odor or whatever it's called. And she found the clinical strength. I just wanted the everyday strength, that they have a general use strength, but they didn't have that at Walmart. Of course not. They never have what you're looking for, but they had the clinical strength. So she brought it to me, and I used it this last Saturday afternoon after I took my shower and stuff. I put it on, and I'm like, wow, this stuff really, it tightened up the skin and everything. It's got aluminum in it, which some people need to be aware of, that they can't use that on their skin.
Right.
So the next day, I got up the next morning, my armpits were still dry, no smell or nothing at all. So I thought, well, I'm not going to use extra if it's still working. This was after I took my shower. It was still
That's
dry.
crazy.
I have
Ultra
not,
dry?
I think it's ultra dry or something dry, DRI. I have not had to use it since then. And yesterday I worked outside and sweat like a pig. But when I came in, my armpits were dry, completely dry with not a smell. It's making me nervous because it's
Certain
been...
dry?
Huh?
Certain dry?
Certain DRI? Is it DRI?
Certain DRI. Advanced sweat and odor protection in a spray bottle.
They have a spray, but I'm using a roll-on. I don't Let me see if that looks like it.
I think it's this one. This is a roll-on right here.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Certain dry. And the prescription strength I would be scared to try. But they have everyday, extra strength, and then clinical strength. And I'm using the clinical strength, which I don't know what that is. Apparently it's experimental. They've only used it on hamsters. But it is freaky. And I mean, 4 days since I've used this deodorant. And I'm like, if I only had to use deodorant once a week, crazy. I mean, I would let you sniff my armpit, Jen, as weird as that is, or feel of it, but it is totally dry and
I haven't smelled
nothing.
him. I'll vouch for
Nothing.
that, yeah.
It's crazy. I didn't know this stuff like this existed.
I didn't
I'm
know
a
that
little nervous of it. You know,
Yeah.
deodorants that shut
Hold on,
off
we
your
got a sec
sweat
here.
pores can
Very
actually
short.
cause organ failure. KIX 102.5.
The 4 states #1 for country. Organ failure.
Yes.
What?
Very dangerous to inhibit your sweat production in some cases. That's why some people can't use deodorants like this or antiperspirants.
So is it? But then you need to sweat.
But your renal gland can fail, which can cause other organ failure
Mm-hmm.
from that. Yeah, you need to sweat. And I can sweat, but just not my armpits where it stinks if it sweats. So there are aluminum side effects to this possible. Exposure to aluminum can cause something called metal fume fever. It's a flu-like illness with symptoms of metallic taste in the mouth, headache, fever, and chills, aches, chest tightness, and cough. May be delayed for several hours after exposure and usually lasts for a day or two. But I've not had any of this.
Right.
So it's got a lot of aluminum in it, and alum causes a shrinking, closing of pores and things like that. Aluminium.
Isn't that what Wolverine's claws are made out of? Aluminium?
No. Clank, clank. Those are cans. Beer cans are made out of aluminium. That's just how the British pronounce it.
Aluminum?
Aluminum.
Oh.
Aluminium.
That's close, though, to what are Wolverine's claws made out of?
You know he's not real, right?
Adamantium? His claws are made out of adamantium.
Adamantium. Adam ant.
Adam's ant.
Adam ant is what that is. Adam ant. Neum.
Yeah. Good morning, Carol.
Lloyd says his dad said he could touch almost everything. Electric fan, cigarette, everything else, but we would only do it once. So yeah, this stuff is crazy. And I mean, the little roll-on's only about that big. And it's like $6 for that little thing. But
I
if
don't
you
know that I
only
would
use it
trust it.
once a week,
That's going to last you a long time.
and I don't know that it would last a week. I'm on
Right.
day 4, but it still shows no sign of there being.
That would make me nervous. Like, I have a weird thing with smelling bad. Have I told you this story?
No, but I was wondering when you were going to address it.
I dated a guy
That stank?
who stank. And he was a super nice guy, and he was hilarious. And I was like, Jen, don't be shallow. Give him a chance. It'll be
It's
okay.
not shallow.
It doesn't work.
Certain body smells, you know, I got to be careful with that. Certain odors are pleasant.
Sure.
Natural smells, you know, are pleasant. But cheesy, fishy, cheesy smells, no, homie, don't ride that bike.
And he couldn't smell it was the thing. He had no idea.
Well, he's around it all the time.
Right.
His
And-
olfactory nerves had all died.
So I brought it up to him, and he cried.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Well,
You crushed that boy forever.
I think I really did him a favor. But if he didn't know he stunk,
Did you ever wash your butt? Did you ever think about washing your butt?
he didn't have any way to do laundry unless he went to the laundromat. So he would turn his underwear backwards.
Oh my gosh! Well, no wonder. He's
So,
just nasty.
Now I'm worried that
You
like I
nasty.
stink and I don't know it.
Mhm.
Like he stunk and
Well,
didn't
I
know
did.
it.
I was gonna say.
No, you weren't.
But I was. Well, I thought about it. KIX 102.5, the 4 states number 1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen.
Lots of sunshine this afternoon with highs in the low 80s. It's 64 in Joplin.
So we're talking about that thing, whatever it might have been for you at your house when you were growing up.
That you were just not allowed to touch.
623-1025 to tell us what it was for you. That would drive me insane.
Absolutely crazy. I would have to
It's
see it.
bugging me right now.
I want to know.
What did the stupid shirt say?
What were you not allowed to touch at your house growing up?
What were you not allowed to touch at your house? Well,
That's not what she meant, and you
but
know
that's
it.
what I heard.
So what's the thing that you were not allowed to touch at your house growing up?
You can text or tell us at 623-1025.
Or you can tell us on Facebook.
It's the 4 states number 1 for country.
Sorry, I jumped on you too early there.
Huh?
I got you too early. I should have let you finish your thought and then get on you.
No, you did right. I thought that was a almost perfect break. Oh, yeah. Up in Adamant. Adamini.
Adamantium. Adamantium? I've already forgotten what it was.
Adamantium.
Adamant. Adam.
Yeah, I used Voltaren last night on my back and couldn't really tell that it worked a lot. And it's honestly is meant for more joint pain, arthritic pain, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But this morning I used the CBD oil instead. And I've got some stout. It's like 8,000 milligram or something. It's some
You've got a
really,
super high dosage.
really stout CBD oil. And
Mm-hmm.
it works. Usually you rub it on and instantly you're like, oh my gosh. You know, it's creepy how quickly it works.
We had a room at my mom's house that we couldn't go into. It was for company.
Must keep it clean. That was the whole principle behind us not using the living room or going into the living room.
Mhm.
It's for company,
You just never know.
which is a weird word for people visiting you. Company.
Company.
Company, you usually think of an organization or a business, you know. Why do we call the people that come to your house company? Like it's a company.
I don't know.
That's a weird way to refer to them, isn't it? Why do we
Company.
call them company? Morning, Carol.
Why do we? I don't know. Why don't we just not call them our guests?
Yeah, guess.
Maybe guests is too formal and company's a little.
Company has nothing to do, though. Guest is associated. You know what guest is. But if I say the word company, you don't know what I'm talking about. It could be a business or it could be people coming over.
It depends the context.
Guest doesn't.
That's true.
Unless I say, can you guess the answer to this question I'm fixing to ask you?
Fixing to ask you.
Ask you?
Aunt, not aunt.
Yeah, get it right.
I had an aunt who was insistent that we call her Auntie. Auntie Ann.
Be like, you're not my boss.
No, I don't want to call you that. All right. Do we have any impossible trivia for today?
I'm looking, trying to get down into this. According to a new survey, a staggering 92% of all reported UFO sightings take place over the U.S. All the ones in the world. You want to know why?
Why?
Chick-fil-A.
What?
I don't know why. I'm just. Oh, that was disgusting.
What?
Whoopi Goldberg on The View. Things got a little heated, but there wasn't any arguing happening. She gave guest Sonny Hostin a lap dance.
Oh.
Glad I don't watch that show. I feel like my life is a lot better because of the fact that I don't watch that. Oh, Paris Hilton's Chihuahua died at age 23.
Aww.
23.
That dog was iconic.
Harajuka B.
Her little purse dog.
Harajuka B word was the name.
Oh.
They're having a musical remake of The Color Purple. Oh, Vin Diesel announced that Fast and Furious spinoffs are in the works.
Of course they are. This is me so surprised.
Still never seen one of those movies.
I don't think that I've seen them either. Oh, Cass sent us a text and said, the carpet in the family room, don't walk on it, don't touch it, don't look at it, don't breathe around it.
Travis Denning's getting married, or he did marry his longtime girlfriend.
They posted a super cute picture on Facebook.
Morgan Wallen's latest album is now topping the all-genre Billboard 200 albums chart for the 11th week in a row. That ties him with Whitney Houston.
Wow.
Who was the last artist in any genre to hold the top spot for 11 weeks.
Yep.
And I'm betting he'll go longer than that.
I think he will.
I mean, these the first two releases. And he's not the only one that has two songs on the charts at the same time. Now Luke Combs has with his stupid new song, Fast Car.
It's not stupid.
Well, here's the thing. The label did not want to release it. And it was because there's so much attention getting that the fans have given to it that it has just climbed the charts. I heard it for the first time this Sunday on the American Country Countdown with KIX Brooks, and I'm like, let me check where that is. And it's way up on the chart, so we're playing it. We've got it. I had to add it. Huh?
I haven't heard it.
It will be on the air for the first time tomorrow. Well, now, Elaine has been playing it like crazy every night, sometimes twice a night. This is nuts. In Colombia, 3 children, aged 13, 11, and 4, and an 11-month infant all survived in the jungles of Colombia for 2 weeks after a plane crash that killed all 3 adults on board.
Oh, my gosh.
So they stuck it out for over 2 weeks on their own, sheltering in simple hutches made of palm fronds and sticks, eating wild fruit. Sounds like the beginning of a young adult novel series.
Right.
Wow.
That's amazing. Megan says the original is better, but Luke did good.
I don't like the song. I just never have liked the song. I can tolerate Luke's version of it, but I never liked Tracy Chapman. I don't like that kind of music.
I like Fast Car.
Ugh.
Her song, Give Me One Reason to Stay Here, has been one of my go-to karaoke songs.
I don't like that one either. I think it's most girls' go-to karaoke songs.
That one or Four Non Blondes. What's up?
Oh, I hate that song too. Yeah, that's.
Okay, I have an impossible question.
I'm trying to think how it goes even.
25 years and my life is still trying to get great big love.
What's going on?
And I say,
You probably
hey,
like
yeah,
what's the song about the girl getting abused in the apartment next door? Oh my
What?
gosh, I can't remember the name of the stupid song. It's another one from that whole era. Or Zombie is another one
I
that
don't
I
like
can't
Zombie.
stand.
I don't like Zombie. Way overrated, I think.
Really? Here I go.
Rabbit holing?
Rabbit holing.
Wait, do what again, Megan? She said, do that again.
Luca. Hello, my name is Luca. I live on the second floor.
I've never heard that song.
Hate it.
I like Tom's Diner from DNA.
Hate Oddly enough, though, I do like.
I love
can't
Alanis
think of it.
Morissette,
She's all right.
Meredith Brooks.
She's way overrated, though. Alanis Morissette gets really old after about 30 seconds. In a theater. Bifocals were invented on this day.
Oh, boy.
Okay, let's see. Now, impossible question. Oh, are they no impossible questions?
There are some. I'm looking at them.
Okay. Yeah, these aren't any good, though.
I like the first one.
I guess. It's not really the kind of question we've been asking,
No, it's
though.
not.
So, what is always coming but never? No, we did that one.
We already did that one.
I think I've done most of this.
Seg.
KIX 102.5, the 4 states, #1 for country. Morning KIX with Brandy and Jen, 834.
Wanting to know what were you not allowed to touch at your house growing up?
623-1025.
Or you can text us
Here's Thomas Rhett.
on KIX 102.5.
What was the president's name in 1978?
You know.
Anybody know?
Mm-mm. Jimmy saw Britney Spears in concert.
On purpose?
Megan says she likes Britney Spears' version of I Love Rock and Roll better than Joan
The only
Jett.
thing I like by her is the song "Toxic." I like that, and there's a jazzier version of it. Lauren has sung that is way better.
Yeah.
It's just a good song. She didn't have anything to do with the writing of it, of course. I will turn you off on Britney Spears for life. I will let you hear her direct signal, a recording of her direct signal from a live concert.
Yeah.
You won't ever want to listen to her. It's horrible.
Yeah.
The girl cannot sing. Megan says Jimmy Carter. Incorrect. Incorrect, Megan.
Jimmy says president.
What was the president's name?
In 1978?
Yes.
Granddaughters. What, Jimmy?
What? No.
Oh, she took her granddaughter.
Oh, okay. To see.
Finishing the thought. Got it. Wait a second. Say it again.
What was the president's name in 1978?
His name.
Do the ads.
President's name.
Yeah, what was the president's name?
Melissa says, was it Nixon?
Okay, that's her on David Letterman. This is not the recording I think I'm looking for. No, that's not the good one. The good one is where
Hold on,
it's
we gotta
just
go.
her vocal.
Jimmy and Floyd are both saying Carter.
Nope, incorrect.
Jimmy Carter.
Incorrect.
James.
Incorrect.
5 seconds.
KIX 102.5, the four states number one for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen, 837.
Sunshine this afternoon with highs in the low 80s at 64 in Joplin.
And we're talking about the thing that your parents would not let you touch at your house when you were a kid.
You can call or text us to let us know at 623-1025. What were you not allowed to touch at your house?
It's a good advice. You don't want to do
Not
that.
what she meant, and you know it.
It's how you get Ebola. What were you not allowed to touch when you were a kid? What were you not allowed to touch when you were a kid at your house? That's like a chemical
That
formula.
sounds like you know
laboratory.
from experience.
Well, I've heard stories. I've seen movies. Tell us what you were not allowed to touch at your house.
At 623-1025.
Or you can tell us on Facebook.
It's the four states number one for country.
KIX 102.5. Okay, I found it. So,
Oh, Dorinda got it, I'm pretty sure. We're getting a phone call.
where is it? Come on. Hi there, Morning KIX. What were you not allowed to touch at your house when you were growing up?
The pickles. Why couldn't you touch the...
Leave the pickles alone, you little freaks.
Thank you.
Finish your thought about. Go ahead.
Why couldn't you touch the pickles?
The pickles, you little freaks.
Dorinda said Joe Biden.
There you go. She went and looked it up. Cheater. Joe Biden. His name was still Joe Biden in 1978. And by the way, he is the president. So his name was Joe Biden in 1978.
You.
He hadn't changed it.
Clever.
The pickles. Okay. Don't touch. That's a good jingle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ready? This is the one that everybody refers to, though, I think. And I don't know, maybe she was just having a bad night, but. Oh my gosh.
Is she like dancing around during?
Yeah, a little bit, not much. There's no excuse for that. It's bad. There's nothing done to her vocal. It's just isolated. I wouldn't pay for that. Let you guys hear a little bit of this. I'm not sure what's happening there. Okay.
Baby, all the people look at me like I'm a little girl. What did you ever think it'd be okay for me to step into this world? Always saying, little girl, don't step into the club. I'm just trying to find out, 'cause dance is what I love, yeah. Get it, get it.
Okay, so that's why. Bless her heart. Not good. It's not good.
Dennis says alcohol.
That's what she needs, I'm sure.
That's what she needs, or you weren't allowed to touch that.
Megan says, I'm convinced she died several years ago. This is just to keep her money coming in. Yeah, the new Psycho Britney, the one that does all the Instagram posts and everything, she doesn't look like Britney Spears did. There's, of course, been through a little bit. Yeah, it's rough. So somebody who uses so much production in studio production to be able to obtain their sound, I don't want to go see that person live.
Yeah.
Very few that I want to go see live anyway, but definitely not that.
Yeah.
No.
That wasn't good.
So that is her live from the Vegas residency. And most of those shows were. And it was rough. Now, not being able to hear yourself can really, really, really affect your ability, especially in a loud environment like that. You need to be able to hear yourself appropriately in the mix. But here's the thing. She has on a headset. She is doing, she has in-ear monitors. There's no reason for her not to be able to. I don't believe that's the issue here.
So what do you think the issue is?
Totally losing her point of perspective when it comes to singing. That oftentimes can come when you're doing something so often and you have a bunch of sycophants around you who won't give you honest feedback. So you begin to believe that what you're doing is just better than everyone else. And as you change and adjust based on what you yourself hear, it's almost like the person that you dated that didn't know he stunk.
Yeah.
So she doesn't know she sounds bad, I don't think. She probably thinks she sounds amazing and therefore is not taking proper steps to address these singing issues that have developed over a long period of time.
So I know some of these singing issues, though, were because the record label wanted her to sing and talk in that kind of whiskey.
Grunty little.
Yeah.
But I don't think she knows how to do otherwise. She's done it so much. I've heard her do like acoustic sets and stuff where grunt singing she does is all she does now.
I thought she released a video of her like belting and sing them
When she was little,
how she
when she was young.
can. Look up-
Lloyd, that's not acceptable. You can go on with us from your doctor's appointment.
have a good appointment.
You can describe everything that's happening as it does. Oh, no, he's putting on the long glove. Oh, no.
Megan says to look up Fergie's national anthem. She's at a basketball game.
I'm afraid to. I bet. That's probably rough. Their national anthem is just...
That's one song.
You should not do if you don't know what you're doing. It's a very rough song. Anyway, it covers 3 octaves. So, okay, here's Fergie's national... Well, first there's commercials. So, yeah, you have to... you've got to have some decent...
Hold on, we gotta go. 5 seconds.
She's singing well, but the arrangement is awful. KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen.
Sunshine with highs in the low 80s this afternoon. It's 64 in Joplin.
Wanted to know, what were you not allowed to touch when you were a kid?
You can call or text us to let us know at 623-1025.
What at your house were you not allowed to touch?
My husband told me that when he was a kid, his dad bought him a Power Wheel, and he told him, do not touch your brother, do not bump your brother, do not run your brother over.
These are all common sense things, you would think.
But sometimes they need to be said out loud.
And so he literally goes, okay, Dad, turns and runs Christopher clean over.
Probably hadn't even thought about it until his dad suggested it.
Yeah, I know. And I'm like, well, were you going to do it before? He goes, no, but when Dad told me not to, then that made me want to. And I'm
Yes, and what a great idea.
What is the thing that you weren't allowed to touch at your house growing up?
When I was about 8, we got our first car with the windows, the electric windows in the back.
Right.
And we could not touch those.
Oh, I remember this.
And my dad would say, if you touch it, the window will come out and bite you.
Your parents were afraid you'd wear the motor out, right?
Or get a finger in it or something, I'm sure. But it was funny because they would make it, and you didn't want to touch it because you were afraid it would do it.
You know, I remember putting the parental lock on our automatic windows with my kids because they would mess with them continuously. I'd be like, leave the windows alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've been that person.
I've been that person, too. What is the thing that you weren't allowed to touch at your house growing up?
623-1025.
My dad's beer.
Yeah, this is Christine, so that's understandable.
Yeah, but did you abide by that?
Yeah, he's probably not listening. No, I didn't.
What were you not allowed to touch at your house growing up?
The pickles.
Why couldn't you touch the pickles?
Well, me and my sister would keep eating them all gone, and so Mom would get mad, and she said, I have them planned for something else. Don't touch the pickles.
Leave the pickles alone, you little freaks. But you got to wonder, what was Mom's plan for the pickles?
There's a lot of things you can make with pickles.
Or, well, okay.
Randy?
Well, what?
Randy.
You automatically go to the dirty place, don't you?
I did say nothing.
Why do you go to the...
Why do you... No, dag nabbit.
Try it again. Again. Why do you get not... What are you doing? Why do you go? Why do you go to the dirty place? Can I have a recording of just that? I want that to be my ringtone. Why do you go? Morning KIX Takeover is getting ready to start in just 3 minutes.
On the 4 states #1 for country.
KIX 102.5. That was good. That's the way to end the day, I think. Okay, let's listen to little Fergie. This is, she's doing a sexy vamp to the national anthem. Why would you do that? Wait, hey. And then basketball players are going, okay, let's get to that. Yeah, they're all going. I love these players' face shots they're doing. And you can tell on her face, she thinks she has a Faith Hill performance here, which is one of the greatest ones ever. That or Whitney Houston performance. No. No,
No, ma'am. Y'all are very polite clapping there. Morning, Emily. Welcome back to Missouri. We got a text from Alicia. Says, I was raised by my grandparents and I wasn't allowed to touch anything in the china cabinet or my grandparents' closet. Mainly they're safe, but that was because they kept their guns in there. As an adult, how's a gun helping you when it's locked in a safe anyway? I get safety for kids, but if someone broke in, they'd be screwed.
Like, it reminds me of that one boy that they had singing in church. Have you ever heard that?
No.
The boy, he gets into it way too much, and the church is loving it, but I guess it must have felt different live than it did recorded, because it reminds me a lot of Fergie's version right there. So check this out. He said, give me the microphone, Billy. Give me the microphone, Billy. Okay. Yeah, okay, we're done. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. There is the master of ceremonies right there. Yep, did it well. That Fergie sounded about the same as that. All right, guys, tomorrow. Sounds like a sick cat. Yes, it does, Jimmy. Tomorrow, we are going to be talking about your spouse pet peeve. What does your significant other do that drives you crazy and makes you want to stab them in the eye while they're sleeping?
Maybe not.
There are things that they do.
Yeah?
There are things that they do that make you want to go, no.
What's your answer?
Mine? My wife doesn't do anything wrong.
Oh.
Okay. She leaves her glasses out. She does not tie off the garbage bag. I have little things that annoy me, but nothing that makes me want to just, are you kidding me? Why? What? Nothing like that. Now, on the other hand, as you might imagine, I have a number of things that I do that make her want to stab me.
Oh, I'm sure.
Surreptitiously. So, number one is eating chips or anything crunchy next to her. That will, and you can tell. She can be watching TV, enjoying the TV, and you watch her face go. That will happen.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just do it just to watch the transformation that happens. The hook comes out, Don't eat chips. Go away. And so I have to not do that. That plus there is a brand new option for breakfast.
Ooh.
Snoop Loops.
Yay.
Yes. Snoop Dogg has his own breakfast cereal that we will tell you about. And we will have the top 10 U.S. beaches in case you're ready to start planning your vacation.
Oh, good. That's what I need.
All of that tomorrow, plus a new edition of Morning KIX Extra. So have fun storming the castle.
Bye.
Bye.